Okay. So what's your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. And Jasmine, what year are you in?
Year 9.
Year 9, and how old are you?
I'm 14.
14, wonderful. Jasmine, do you feel like students do work voluntarily? Like if you finish the task that you're given, do you continue to work just because you think that that would be a good thing to do?
Well, probably depending on the task and the teacher sometimes.
Okay.
Like, if it's just, say, a boring writing task or something, or maybe it's more practical, kids would want to carry on with it. But if it's just something like write a sentence, usually people, like, you don't want to finish it, depending on the subject.
That makes sense. And do you feel confident to challenge yourself in class?
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about that. Like if someone gives you work you've never seen before, what's your instinct?
To try and understand it and then have a go at it. And if I like it, I'll carry on with it. Because it's always fun doing something else.
Okay, and if you don't like it, what do you do? Or if it's really confusing and you're like, what the heck have you given me?
I'll try, and maybe ask my friend or something.
Okay, well, and I think that's an interesting question. Like, do you feel like people in the classroom help one another? And why do they help one another?
Usually, because like people kind of think if we're all together doing one thing that we don't understand, then we can all do it together and we can make sense of it instead of just by yourself.
And if the other kids in the class are goofing off and not really interested in trying the work, who are you going to ask for help and what do you do?
Usually the teacher, or you kind of join in like, and don't bother.
Right.
Everyone just follows each other.
Right, because if everyone's goofing off, why bother?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what I did when I was in school. So I get that. All right, let me turn this. Do you feel like you understand how your English lessons are relevant to your life outside of English class?
Sometimes, depending on what we're doing. Like,
can you maybe give me an example of each? Like, what's something that you know is relevant to your life, and what's something that you feel like is irrelevant to your life?
Well, learning about grammar and how you would use words like adjectives and things. You need that to speak and for jobs. But like writing stories and things like that, you may not need it, but it's still fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's helpful. No, it's quite all right. What's your sense of aspiration? Like, what do you want to get out of this class?
I want to get better at writing and, I don't know, widen my vocabulary.
How will you know if you've done that?
I don't know. I think I'll just feel like I'll know, sort of. I'll have a vague idea that I'm getting better. Like, it will be easier to do certain things.
Like what? What kinds of things might be easier?
Explaining my point, I'm not good at that. And writing stories, stuff like that.
Sure. Okay, that's reasonable. And do you feel like participating in class and not goofing off and doing your work helps you achieve academically, or do you feel like you're going to do the same pretty much no matter what?
Definitely, because if I don't, then I kind of know. Like, you kind of, if you don't listen and you mess about, you realise after, like, when you've finally got to knuckle down and do it, you realise, and if you listen, it really does, you know and you understand, so it's easier, so you should listen.
Totally. I think that's helpful.